All right, today we are jumping into what is honestly one of the most powerful and just majestic arguments in the entire New Testament. We're talking about the very first chapter of the book of Hebrews. It's dense, it's poetic, and it makes this profound case for who Jesus Christ is and why he is supreme. So let's break down how the author builds this incredible argument, piece by piece.
So, to really get our heads around this chapter, we're going to follow the author's own logic. It breaks down into 4 key stages. First, we'll look at the Son as God's final word. Then, we'll dig into his identity as both creator and redeemer. After that, we'll see how he's compared to angels and why that matters so much. And it all builds to this final, powerful declaration that he is the eternal king.
Okay, first up, God's final word. The writer of Hebrews kicks things off by reminding us that, hey, God has always been communicating. This isn't new, but, and this is a huge but, the way he's speaking has fundamentally changed. It's like we've been watching trailers and getting previews, and now, finally, the main feature has arrived.
And this is where we see that huge contrast laid out so clearly. You see, in the past, God spoke through the prophets, and that was real, it was important, but it came in bits and pieces, like scattered parts of a giant puzzle. But now, in what the author calls these last days, God has spoken completely, definitively, through his Son. And here's the absolute key. The Son isn't just another prophet delivering a new message. He is the message. He's the full picture, the complete thought, God's final word embodied in a person.
Well, that naturally leads to the big question, right? If this Son is God's ultimate, final revelation, who exactly is he? What makes him so special? The text doesn't leave us hanging. It dives right in to unpack his divine identity and his role in the entire cosmos.
And the description we get here is, it's just breathtaking. The author starts piling on these titles. He's the heir of all things. Think total ownership, total authority. He's the one through whom the entire universe was created. But then look at these next two, because they get even deeper. He's not just reflecting God's glory like a mirror, he is the radiance of it. He's the light shining from the sun, not just the light hitting the moon. And he's the exact imprint of God's nature. It's like a coin stamped with a perfect image. He is the perfect representation of God's very being.
So you get this picture of his identity, and then, bam, the author lays out the sheer scope of his work. It's this incredible threefold role. First, creator. Simple enough, right? The entire universe was made through him. Second, sustainer. And this is mind-blowing. The text says he is actively holding all things together by the word of his power, right now. And third, redeemer. After all that cosmic power, it gets deeply personal. He, by himself, dealt with our sins, accomplishing a purification that no one else and nothing else ever could.
And after accomplishing that incredible work of redemption, the text says he sat down at the right hand of the Majesty on high. Now that phrase, sat down, is so important. This isn't about being tired and needing a rest. It's a declaration. It's a statement of finality. It means the job is done. The work of salvation is finished, complete. He's taken his rightful place of supreme honor, absolute authority, and total victory. Okay, so the author has established who the Son is and what he's done. Now he's going to drive the point home with a really crucial comparison. You see, for the original audience, angels were, they were the pinnacle of created beings, powerful, glorious, messengers of God himself. They were seen as the ones who helped deliver the law to Moses. So if you're going to prove the Son is supreme, you have to show he is superior to the angels. It's a massive, powerful claim about his ultimate authority.
So the text basically asks a direct question. Are the angels his equal? Are these incredible, powerful spiritual beings on the same level as the Son? The stage is set for a definitive answer.
And the answer comes back as a loud, clear no. Not even close. Just look at how God talks about them. The angels, they're called ministering spirits. They're servants. They have a job to do, a function to perform. But the Son, God speaks to him with the language of family, of deep intimacy and identity. You are my Son. That's a title no angel has ever received. It's a relationship that is completely unique to him.
And if there was any doubt left, this next point is the final nail in the coffin for the argument. It's not just that angels are servants, it's that God commands them, let all the angels of God worship him. Think about that. The highest created beings are told to worship the Son. This proves he's not just a little bit better or a higher rank. It proves he is worthy of divine honor, the kind of honor that belongs to God and God alone.
And all of this brings us to the final, climactic piece of the argument for the Son's supremacy.
And it's all about his nature as the eternal king, someone whose reign, whose very being is permanent and completely unchanging.
And here we get one of the most stunning, direct statements in the whole chapter. The writer pulls a quote straight from the Old Testament Psalms and applies it to the Son. The Father says to the Son, "Thy throne, O God, is forever and ever." Did you catch that? The Son is directly addressed as God, and his throne, his right to rule, isn't for a little while, it's eternal.
This idea of permanence just keeps building. Yes, he created the universe, but he also stands outside of it, above it. The text uses this beautiful, powerful image. Creation itself will one day wear out, like an old piece of clothing. But he remains. The heavens and the earth can be rolled up and changed, but he is constant. His years, it says, will never, ever fail. So after all these layers of argument, all these quotes and descriptions, the writer brings it all home with this one simple, powerful contrast. What's the bottom line? It's this. Angels are servants. Their role is to minister. But the Son? He's the sovereign. His role is to reign. Everything we've just looked at builds up to that one foundational truth.
So in the end, what does this incredible first chapter leave us with? It's this powerful bedrock conclusion. It tells us that the universe isn't just floating aimlessly through space, it has a sustainer holding it all together. It tells us that our story, human history, isn't just a random series of events, it has a hero. And it tells us that the ultimate seat of power in all existence isn't vacant. That throne has a king. And as Hebrews chapter 1 makes crystal clear, that king is the Son.